We owe them a lot. And every child in Chatham County, every child in our educational system, we owe them so much, and I'm so sorry we didn't leave you something better. My name is Dr. Ronda Taylor Bullock. I'm a graduate of J.S. Waters Elementary School, as is my whole entire family. I am currently the co-founder. Look at this bug trying to distract the message, y'all. That's how you know it's gonna be good. I am the co-founder and lead curator at We Are. We Are stands for Working to Extend Anti-Racist Education. At We Are, we provide anti-racism training for children, families, and educators to do exactly what these kids have called us to do today, and that's disrupt systemic racism in education and beyond. Unfortunately, I started We Are because I too, like these children, had my first experience at kindergarten at J.S. Waters Elementary School when a white classmate told me that I was not allowed to come to her birthday party because I was black. It happened again in second grade, but this time the white classmate told me that my dad said that you can't come, Rhonda, to my birthday party because you are black. Something that's unique about the experiences now that wasn't true for me and my experiences when I came through, it sounds like the same toxic behavior is there, but unfortunately this time there might be personnel upholding this toxic racism. That was not the case when I came through. So in some ways, this right now is worse. And if educators are being racist and upholding a toxic racist environment, they need to be fired. We need to normalize that being a victim of racism is a fireable offense for those who are perpetrating that harm. Whose pain are we prioritizing when we allow these adults to continue employment in our public school system? Whose pain are we prioritizing? It's not theirs. It's not Ashley's son. It wasn't me. We have to name that. I also want to point out that we need to, as a speaker earlier said, get comfortable with discomfort. We need to call this what it is. This was an act of racism. This was an act of white supremacy in broad daylight. I do not ask that we demonize the children who perpetuated this harm, because as soon as you otherize those children, it prevents us from seeing ourselves in them as part of the problem. It prevents white parents from thinking that too, there but for grace go your child. It could have been anyone's child, and so I ask, we don't demonize them, but you show up and do the work. Show up and do the anti-racism work. How are we part of the problem? And then work to dismantle it. How many more children, how many more black and brown children have to go through J.S. Waters with a similar story? How many? How many more have to go through seared, branded like a slave by these harmful memories that we will not forget? How many more? How many more? This is a pivotal moment, not for just the leadership, not for just the educators at J.S. Waters, not for just the district leaders, not for just the school, the superintendent. It is a pivotal moment for us as a community. This is not just about this singular moment. This is about a history of white supremacy in our school systems. I challenge each of you who have already heard, and you might have already said, this is not us. I challenge you to sit with that, because who is it then? Because it is happening. This is us. At the same time, this is us. This is us too. We gotta hold both of these truths and recognize and see ourselves as a part of coming together to challenge that narrative, to challenge that white supremacist, to challenge that uplifting white folks, to challenge that we can be here as a rainbow coalition doing this work together, because not one person can do this alone. It's going to require all of us. And I hope that moving forward today, you see yourself as part of the solution. You get your action steps and you show up not just today. Once the media leaves and once all the fanfare leaves, the community's still going to be here. The children are still going to be here. Where will you be? Which side of history will you be on? Thank you.